Hello everyone, it's Jack Cotton, agent with Sotheby's International Realty in Osterville. And today I'm going to give you a quick tour around the island, Oyster Harbor's Island, or some people call it Great Island, to give you a feel for what is so great about living in our area, Osterville, and even Cotuit and parts of Marston's Mills. Nowhere else on Cape Cod will you find the vast array of interconnecting waterways like you find here in our little corner of Cape Cod. So right now we are in the boatyard in the harbor. There are three marinas here, two working marinas and one just for docking your boat. And we're heading south right now. The tide is very low today, so we are not going to have to open the bridge, but it'll be exciting for you to watch us go under the bridge and make sure we make it. In fact, I'm going to open my shade just to make sure we are going to make it. Okay, now we're heading into West Bay, and we can see a little opti race underway from the yacht club. So we'll be very diligent in how we make our way through this fleet of small boats. But this is part of what creates character and scenery to our local area. There's a large number of boats here, so I'm guessing that they are visiting from yacht clubs all around New England for some sort of a regatta. So all of this is West Bay. It's pretty big, a lot of sandy shoreline with West Bay. Beautiful views. We're headed west right now, and then we'll take a sharp turn to the south where we will see the first entrance to Nantucket Sound. The cool thing about the three bays that we'll be touring today is that you can boat all day long and never go out into the ocean. A lot of days in July especially, we have very strong winds. And when you're out in the Sound, if you have a small boat like you see out here today, you're really going to get beat up. You can boat all day long here and never go out in the ocean. However, if you want to get to Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, or anywhere else, it's quick and easy through the entrance that we'll see about a mile or so ahead when we make another sharp turn to the west. So right off our bow is the entrance to Nantucket Sound. If we were going to be going to the Vineyard or Nantucket, that's we would go due south out through the cut. In fact, that's where all these sailboats are headed. So we're going to make in just a minute a sharp turn to the west, and we're going to head down Seapuet River. On our left-hand side or south side will be Sampson's Island and Dead Neck. It is a phenomenal resource that we have here. It's approximately 2 miles long, and as you can see, there are boats anchored up on the beach on the riverside, which on a windy day with the winds out of the southwest, it's a great way to escape the wind. On those rare days in the summertime, but they do occur when the wind is barreling out of the north, there is 2 miles of flawless sandy beach on the outside. In fact, some people go on the outside no matter what the weather is, just because there's no one out there, very few crowds, and it's just a beautiful place to spend the day. This route we're taking now down the river is especially beautiful towards the end of the day when the sun is starting to set, because the colors of the grasses, the color of the water, the color of the sky and the clouds is absolutely breathtaking. I've been taking this very trip my entire life and never ever get tired of it. It never looks the same way twice. So here we are now heading west down Seapuet River as we head towards Cotuit Bay in the village of Cotuit. So as we're heading down the river, again, we're headed west, and on our left or south side is Sampson's Island, and on our right or north side is Oyster Harbor's Island. This stretch of Oyster Harbor's really is probably the best real estate anywhere for one main reason. And to explain that reason, I need to back up a little bit and talk about the benefits of living on the water. There are three benefits to living on the water, three possible benefits. Number one is a great view. Number two is access to boating. And number three is a sandy beach or swimming. Most waterfront properties have a view and a beach, or a view and a dock. It's very rare for waterfront property to have all three of these attributes. Well, all the properties on our right-hand side on Seapuet River have the views facing due south. They have protected water frontage for their dock for boating. And if they go across the river, they have access to the beautiful 2 mile long beach of Sampson's Island. In addition, Many of them, as you can see as we go down the river, have sandy shorelines as well. So for that reason, this tends to be among the most expensive property around because you have all three waterfront factors on one property: view, boating, and beach. Since we're about halfway through our trip, I thought I'd show you on the map here on our GPS where we are, where we started, where we're headed. So we started right here at the marina, and we came down West Bay, and then we went down Seapuit River, and you can see this little icon here, which is our boat. I'll make a quick loop over here so you can see the entrance to the sound from the Cotuit side. Then we're going to head north up Cotuit Bay, back up into North Bay, and over to where we began. But as you can see, this is a beautiful loop. It takes about 1 hour to do. The speed limit is 6 miles an hour. And again, it's a trip you will never get tired of once you live here. Also, it's a trip that you can do in any size boat. In fact, in the second week of September, I think the second Saturday of September, there'll be a paddleboard and kayak race around the island. So you can do this in a paddleboard, depending on your condition, in maybe 90 minutes. So right off of our bow is the west end of Sampson's Island and Dead Neck. This is the deep end. If you have a larger boat, this is really where you need to anchor. In fact, we come here all the time for dinner. We do a lot of overnights here. And today's a weekday, so as you can see, not many people are here. What's interesting is that this spot is so beautiful. People come in boats from all over the East Coast to spend a night or two anchored right where you're looking now. And because it's, on a weekend, obviously it's a lot more traffic, a lot busier. And in fact, on the weekends, there are some college kids who have an ice cream boat who come around selling ice cream on a sunny Sunday or Saturday afternoon. Nothing could be better, except perhaps a cheeseburger boat, which I'm waiting for somebody to come up with. So this is the Cotuit side of Sampson's Island and the Cotuit entrance to Nantucket Sound. So we have two quick ways to get to the vineyard, to get to Nantucket, or wherever else you want to go. So now we're going to turn around, do a 360 right here, or 180 I should say, and head back down Cotuit Bay on our way back to the dock. We are now in North Bay. This is the final body of water on our trip back to the dock. And North Bay is great. It's very deep. It's actually a hurricane hole. When you look around on the video, you'll see some large white buoys floating around the bay here, and that's where people come with their bigger boats to get them off the docks in the marina to ride out the hurricanes that we don't get very often, thank goodness. The other cool thing about North Bay is that it's the only area where you are allowed to water ski, wakeboard, and jet ski in the summertime during the week, non-holidays. So North Bay is great. It encompasses Osterville, Oyster Harbors, parts of Seapuit, parts of Marston's Mills, and parts of Cotuit. Everything comes together around North Bay. And as we now head a little bit east, you'll begin to see out off in the distance the marina, which will be our point of beginning. Okay, we're just about back to where we began, back in the harbor here with the boatyard coming up on the bow. And I hope you enjoyed this trip around Oyster Harbors Island or Grand Island. Once again, if you were with me, it would take about an hour. We edited the video down to be a shorter trip, so you really need to do this trip in person and understand that this is a huge part of living in Osterville and Cotuit. It's a real separator between us and the rest of Cape Cod. Cape Cod is a beautiful, wonderful place to be, to spend the summer or to spend any time of the year actually, but we're the only part of Cape Cod that has this interconnecting series of waterways that really enhance your enjoyment here in the summertime. So thanks for watching, and be in touch if we can be of service to you.